This comes with truth out. Touching fentanyl can't unalive you. It can't hurt you. Well, not hurt you. It can hurt you, but it can't end your life. So why are cops and lawmakers pretending like it can? The myth that fentanyl is fatal to the touch won't go away. And it's a falsehood with devastating consequences. Okay? So this is all about the fentanyl moral panic. Right? U.S. Senator John Kennedy holds a bag representing fentanyl during the Senate Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee hearing in Washington, D.C. on January 11th, 2024. He's one of the main purveyors of this myth. A dangerous myth about illicit fentanyl, the opioid largely behind the surge in overdose fatalities, simply won't go away. While addiction and drug policy experts have repeatedly refuted the idea that touching fentanyl alone can cause an overdose like a stubborn weed, the lie keeps coming back. And now the myth has drifted upward to policymakers who are ignoring the lack of evidence that mere exposure to fentanyl can be fatal. At this moment, 3 bills, one in Florida, SB 718, one in West Virginia, HB 5319, and the other in Tennessee, SB 1754, are making their way through their respective state legislators. All 3 will allow for a felony charge to be levied against people who expose a first responder to fentanyl or a fentanyl analog such as carfentanil or remifentanil. But HB 5319 casts an even wider net, encompassing any opioid regardless of potency. That is insane. So, merely searching a person, the act of merely searching a person, if they have it on them, say you have an addict, merely searching it, and you get exposed from searching me, that is an automatic felony. If you think that's reasonable, I don't want you to watch my content. If you for a second think it's reasonable that the mere act of someone searching me, and if you forget to put on, say you forget to put on your gloves. Well, you do have gloves, and some of it gets on your sleeve. That mere act is a felony act. If you think that's reasonable, I cannot help you. In all of the bills, the language is broad, allowing for routes of exposure to include touch, inhalation, and ingestion. Inhalation, if you accidentally inhale it, felony. And very critically, while HB 5319 does include language which would require a laboratory test for opioids be administered to the first responder in question, SB 718 and SB 1754 do not. Oh my goodness. So in Florida and Tennessee, they don't even have to do a laboratory test to prove that this first responder, this cop, touched an opioid. They could just suspect it. And it's automatic felony. They could suspect that some flour, right, is something else. Because mind you, we're not just talking fentanyl here. Any opioid, any kind of illicit drug, it doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it is. Automatic felony if they suspect it. Now granted, you could get a good lawyer, but you're still going behind bars. You're still missing work. And everyone around town, when they read news articles, still is going to think you're riding around with fentanyl. Your reputation is ruined now. Oh, you could sue. That's great. But do you understand the power of propaganda and what people think when a cop arrests you for something like this, a felony charge? Now they're going to think that you put an innocent first responder in danger. That's going to be going around all town now. Oh, and don't have a very important job like a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer. Whew. That's your whole reputation. Specifically, Florida's SB 718 allows for criminal penalties to be levied against people who, quote, recklessly expose first responders to fentanyl, fentanyl derivatives, analogs of fentanyl, or mixtures containing such substances and an overdose or serious bodily injury of a first responder results, end quote. Do you know how broad that is? Wow. Tennessee's SB 1754 would allow for aggravated assault against a first responder charges against anyone who, quote, knowingly possesses fentanyl, carfentanil, remifentanil, all-fentanyl, or thiafentanyl in a manner that would be reasonably foreseen to expose a first responder to the substance while the first responder is discharging or attempting to discharge the first responder's official duties and the first responder is exposed to the substance, end quote. Say you just forgot. Say you are an addict, and most addicts don't have the best of memories. We know that, right? And you accidentally have something in your pocket. That is now a felony charge. When they search you, that is now a felony charge. When they search you, and you just happen to be forgetting, because most addicts do, that is now a felony charge in 3 states if they pass those bills. Do you understand how bananas that is?